March 2025, Miami Open, the quarterfinal. A 19-year-old wildcard ranked 140 in the world walks onto Hard Rock Stadium. Her opponent, Iga Swiatek, world number 2, multiple Grand Slam champion. The world had written her off before the match even started. But what nobody knew, 12 months earlier, this girl had been training in silence on the other side of the planet. And then, in a single moment, a nation of 115 million people holds its breath. However, this is not the story of an upset. This is the story of a 12-year-old girl from Manila who left everything behind to chase a dream that nobody but her believed was possible. Quezon City, Philippines, 2009. A little girl, 4 years old. Her grandfather Roberto places a tennis racket in her hands for the very first time. Her name is Alex Eala. Born in 2005, a daughter of Manila. No professional coach, no academy, no budget, just a grandfather and a girl who simply refuses to stop playing. Her mother, Riza, is no ordinary woman. She won a bronze medal for the Philippines in swimming at the 1985 SEA Games. She knows discipline. From the inside. Her father, Mike, is a businessman. He understands. Talent alone is never enough. At 6, Alex plays her first tournaments. At 8, she wins an international age group in the United States. At 10, she is the best junior player in all of Asia. She has beaten the best players her age across the continent. At home, there is nothing left to prove. But in the tennis world, that means nothing. To truly reach the top, there is only one path. You have to go to Europe. Alex Eala is 12 years old. She packs a suitcase, says goodbye to her school friends, to her street, to her family, and she flies, alone, to Mallorca, to the academy founded by a certain Rafa Nadal. The Rafa Nadal Academy is not a summer camp. The best junior players in the world train here. The discipline pushes adults to their limits, and now, this girl from Manila is standing here, far from home, in a foreign country, in a foreign language. The academy is like my second home, she says later. The discipline, the hard work, it made me who I am. But you only understand that in hindsight. In that moment, you are simply alone, 12 years old, an entire planet away from everyone who loves you, chasing something you cannot even be sure exists. While her school friends back in Manila laugh and celebrate, Alex hits balls, thousands, every day. While others sleep, she analyzes her game. There are no holidays, no weekends off, just the same court, the same drills, the same relentless repetition. Month after month, year after year, nobody reports about her, nobody knows her name. In the tennis world, she practically doesn't exist. Alex Eala turns professional, not on the WTA Tour, not at Grand Slams, on the ITF Women's Tours and Jurisdicts, the lowest rung of professional tennis. Small venues, no TV cameras, no spectators. Some weeks there is barely a single person in the stands. Just Alex, a coach, and the sound of the ball. But Alex wins, again and again, 5 ITF titles. Tournament after tournament, country after country. And on the Junior Grand Slam stage, she had already left her mark. In 2020, the Australian Open Girls Doubles title. In 2021, Roland Garros. 2 Junior Slam crowns, before most players her age have won anything at all. And then, 2022, comes the first historic moment. At the US Open, Alex Eala wins the girls' singles title. She storms through all 6 rounds and never drops a single set. She is the first Filipino in history to win a Junior Grand Slam singles title. The first Filipino ever to reach a Grand Slam final of any kind. An entire nation celebrates, but the tennis world barely notices. Because juniors, that's not the real tour. And now, stay with me for a moment. Because what happens next is the moment nobody saw coming. The moment that changed everything. March 2025, Miami Open. Alex Eala enters the tournament as a wild card. World ranking, 140. The commentators don't talk about her. The major sports papers don't either. And then she starts to win. First, Katie Volinitz. Then, Jelena Ostapenko, a former Grand Slam champion. Then, Madison Keys, the reigning Australian Open champion. One by one, the biggest names in the draw fall to a girl ranked 140. And in the quarterfinal, the draw hands her the one name nobody beats, Iga Swiatek, number 2 in the world, multiple Grand Slam champion, one of the most dominant players this sport has ever seen. Imagine this. You are ranked 140. Your opponent has won everything there is to win in recent years. Everyone knows how this match ends. Everyone is wrong. Alex Eala defeats Iga Swiatek, and she does it the hard way. Down 4-2 in the second set. One step from going home, she wins 5 of the next 6 games. 3 Grand Slam champions, beaten one after another by a teenager the tennis world had never heard of. In that moment, social media servers in the Philippines crash. The president personally sends his congratulations. And Rafa Nadal, the man who gave her a chance at age 12, writes on X, "We are extremely proud of you, Alex. What an incredible tournament. Let's keep dreaming." She reaches the semifinals of the Miami Open, the first Filipina in history to reach the semifinals of a WTA 1000, the biggest stage in the sport below the Grand Slams themselves, as a wild card, ranked 140. No one, in the entire history of that tournament, had ever done that before. Only in the semifinal does the run finally end, against Jessica Pegula. But by then, the whole world already knew her name. That single run lifted her from outside the top 100 into the world's elite. And that is just the beginning. That run was no accident. Across 2025, she climbs more than 80 places in the world rankings. She reaches her first WTA final in Eastbourne. She lifts her first professional title in Guadalajara. And she ends the year among the world's top 50, a place no Filipino had ever stood before. March 16, 2026, Alex Eala climbs to world ranking position 29, the first Filipino in the entire history of the WTA to ever break into the top 30. Think for a moment about what that means, not for the sport of tennis, but for a little girl in Quezon City, who picks up a racket today and thinks, for the very first time, maybe I can do that too. Because of her, Alex Eala dedicated her life to this sport, left everything she knew behind at 12 years old, trained in silence while the world looked away. Now the whole world is watching. That is what real sports stories are made of. Not the trophies, not the rankings, but the moment a girl from Manila proves to the world that that limits exist to be broken. Alex Eala, from a Quezon City court to the top 30 of the world. In 15 years, she became the best her country has ever produced, and she did it alone. If this story moved you, a like goes a long way. It tells us to keep making content like this. And if you want the human story behind the greatest athletes in the world every single week, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.